Welcome back into the NFL Every Game on the Board podcast, section number 2. We're breaking down the back half of the card with our closer, Tony Mahia. Tony, welcome in. How you feeling?
Drew, what's going on, man? I'm in college basketball mode, so watching games melt down or come down to the wire, seeing whether I get lucky on Furman and Cincinnati. So I like Furman outright, but took the points, and they had a 10-0 run right before I joined you, so they cut a deficit in. Bearcats are playing a lot better than they have all season and did in the crosstown shootout against Xavier. So a little surprised there, a little disappointed, but Furman is in the mix, and I'll probably be done here to watch the last 5 minutes. So just monitoring that, and obviously football on the horizon, NBA in about 2 weeks. I had filed my Gaming Today column on why you should never bet the NBA preseason yesterday. So that's on you, stands over by you today. So pick that up and give it a read. I'm sure you'll get a chuckle out of it. But yeah, beyond that, man, just real busy. How about you? How's everything going?
Everything's going good. Always interested in all the handicappers' opinion here, and in the NFL. We're going Kansas City, Miami down the back half of the card, guys. On this section, we'll steam through it. Hopefully, get you on the right side of some of these moves and give you a little information to hopefully grab more winners than losers. Tony Mahia, WagerTalk.com. He's got the Gaming Today article, which, Tony, one thing living out here in Vegas, I always like to get the Gaming Today actually at the casino. I usually go to this little gambling hall that's like right down the street from me. I don't even know it's a Stations casino, but it's like a little hole in the wall thing. It's nothing like a normal Vegas casino. And I grab it because I spend all day on the computer, in my eyes, like head hurt at the end of the day. So it's nice to actually read an old school paper. That's like one of the best things about being out here.
Yeah, old school papers are the best. They get little prints all over your hands, but still you can't beat the experience.
Yeah, for sure. I always, Warren Buffett a few years back, started investing and buying up newspapers. And at the time I'm like, what is he doing? It's all going digital. But now I'm starting to think that was a smart decision. Newspapers might make a buy low kick here. But guys, we got to get into the NFL. Kansas City at Miami, the first game up we're breaking down. We got Kansas City laying mostly a full touchdown, -7 as road favorites here, Tony. But there are a couple 7 in the hooks out there in the marketplace. 49.5 being the total in Hard Rock Stadium, South Florida on Sunday.
Yeah, the Chiefs have listed Tyreek Hill as questionable with an illness. Thankfully, it's not COVID from what they've said. So he's obviously the key to that offense. Chiefs so talented offensively. But yeah, I think they could survive a Tyreek Hill injury. But the Dolphins are pretty good on defense. So if he's somewhat out or limited, that could be a game Miami could steal. Obviously, they've got issues with Tua questionable with that thumb issue. He looked pretty good in making throws in this last game. They've also got running back issues with Myles Gaskin, who came back. He's dealing with a knee issue, and Salvin Ahmed, who replaced him, has been questionable as well. So a lot of issues there with Miami, but a pretty interesting matchup considering the Dolphins are trying to make the playoffs, which nobody saw coming. And one of the teams that they could face if the Steelers hold on to the number 1 seed are these Kansas City Chiefs. So potentially a situation where the Chiefs can send a message.
Interesting. Okay, so this could be a kind of a rematch, a playoff rematch if both teams are able to kind of keep current pace here. I'm leaning towards Miami. Just being at home, I kind of have issues. And I was just talking to Ski Profit. He brought this up in terms of Kansas City. Is the motivation going to be all there down the stretch here, Tony? Do you think there's any worries about that in the Chiefs locker room?
I don't. I think that they know exactly how valuable the number 1 seed is, considering they didn't have it last year with Baltimore. So in the new scenario, only one team gets the bye, and that's the number 1 seed. So if with the Steelers finally losing and really having a difficult schedule down the stretch, that carrot's out there for Kansas City. So no, I don't think motivation is going to be a factor. I think it's health, staying healthy. Obviously, if you can keep your core guys good to go, the Chiefs are the Super Bowl favorite in my eyes.
And we got Joseph joining us on YouTube, guys. Simulcast live on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Come and join us in the chat box. Feel free to throw out whatever you'd like in terms of what you're betting and why. We'll get it out here to the watchers. Welcome in, Joseph. Follow Tony on Twitter at Mahia dinero. We also got next game up here, Tony. Indianapolis at Las Vegas. We got the Colts minus 3-point road favorites, 51.5 being the total. This one in Allegiant Stadium right here in the desert.
Yeah, look, have you been out there? Is it? I guess not. Nobody is allowed in there. Maybe media.
I've been outside the stadium. You know, in the parking lot. I even did a video there on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets.
I did see that video.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't get there in terms of betting the over that week. I think that was 3 weeks ago. And since then, the offense has really woken up and the defense somewhat gone to sleep. But, you know, that's how it is in the sports betting business, Tony.
Yeah, no doubt. Waller had a fantastic game, obviously, against the Jets. 200 yards, I think. So he's the key to that offense. But Josh Jacobs didn't practice today with an ankle issue. If they can get him back, you know, I kind of like their chances of hanging around here. Such a bonus to get that win. That would have been a demoralizing loss to the winless Jets. And instead, they're swimming and feeling good about themselves thanks to Henry Ruggs' heroics and Greg Williams' stupidity that cost them that job.
Tony, next game up, we got the New York Football Jets at the Seattle Seahawks. Seeing a limited marketplace here, Tony. So any quick thoughts?
Yeah, simply the Jets, I think, will have hit rock bottom. Will they be a dangerous spoiler for a Seahawks team that just lost to the Giants? Potentially. I mean, it really does depend on whether Sam Darnold's throwing the ball well, because the Seahawks, you can move the ball on them. And if McCoy can beat Russell Wilson, I think Sam Darnold can too.
Next game up, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the LA Chargers, not to be confused with the San Diego Chargers. We got the Falcons minus 2 in the hook, road favorites, 49 the total here. Chargers not looking good last weekend, Tony. I kind of like the Falcons, but heck, the Falcons have been so up and down this season.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons have had no answer for the Saints defense, so maybe they'll get on track against the Chargers team that could not stop Cam Newton and the Patriots last weekend. But, I think if you get stomped out the way the Chargers did against New England, you kind of have that backbone to fight in your next game. So I think early on, maybe a first quarter bet, the Chargers might be decent just from value's sake. Atlanta traveling cross country and not a very good football team themselves.
And the aforementioned New Orleans Saints, next team up here, visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. We got 44 being the total with the Saints. Full touchdown road favorites at the Eagles here, Tony. And I believe Jalen Hurts now named the starter for the Eagles.
Yeah, quarterback is the key to both of these teams, with Jalen Hurts taking over for Carson Wentz and Drew Brees. I haven't heard that he's not playing. This was the target date was the Kansas City game next week, but he's potentially available. So do they have him, or is it Taysom Hill again? Need to know that answer before I make a move on this.
We got Washington at San Francisco up next. 49ers getting healthier, although couldn't pull it off in their last game. minus three with juice, -3 and a hook. So all three of those options available out there in the marketplace in terms of which team you're liking, guys. Getting a key number here. Hosting the Washington football team. 43 being the total here, Tony.
And as we found out on Monday, it's not really hosting; it's borrowing their neighbor's place to show this, to stage this game. And is the motivation gone now because they did lose that game, and that was really the key to getting into the NFC playoff picture potentially. So you got a Washington team that comes in motivated by a huge win over the Steelers, knocking them from the ranks of the unbeaten, and in first place with the Giants in that NFC East. So good matchup. I'm a big believer now in Alex Smith because I was fading him early, thinking that rhythm would be an issue, but he seems to be in sync now with that offense. But they did lose Antonio Gibson, the running back, to a toe injury very early in that Steelers win, which is a tough blow when you're trying to get stuff done on the road.
Yeah, and like Tony said, guys, San Francisco playing as the home team, but they'll be playing in Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Arizona Cardinals for this game. We got Pittsburgh at Buffalo for the Sunday night game, Tony. 46 being the total, -2.5. That's what the Bills are laying at home.
Fantastic matchup. I mean, Mike Tomlin said unhappy we lost, but now I really get to see whether my team is resilient or not. And I think we're all wondering that. And this is a tremendous matchup to find that specific detail out. I mean, you have a Bills team sky high with confidence. Now it really does look like they're going to win the AFC East. Josh Allen, if you didn't know, now you know in terms of his improvement. Really a fantastic game for him on Monday. I cannot believe he led that late drive to kill my I went 5-1, Drew, on my plays on Monday night. The one I lost was the one that I was sweating out on a little broadcast that we were doing together, and it was the first half over. I had the under, and they beat it by a half a point because he led the Bills down the field for a field goal that really gave them more momentum going into the half. So Bills firing on all cylinders. Steelers, I think, still vulnerable. So might go with Buffalo here.
Okay, like in Buffalo, flip favorite game. We got Tony Mahia here on Twitter at Mejia Dinero. 1 game left, then we'll get his most confident play of the section. He's on an 8-0 run, his last 8 soccer plays. He's also 111-88 plus 46% ROI in college football. That's number 1 at WagerTalk. So check him out, wagertalk.com. Tony Mahia, also on Twitter at Mejia Dinero. His free plays on a huge run as well, 20-10 on free plays. So obviously a good percentage there. And the last 7 Saturdays in college football, he's 81-59. That's a good percentage of win in the college football game. So check him out on wagertalk.com. You got a free play in college basketball as well. What's this? Florida A&M at Oregon, Tony?
Yeah, it's tonight. So you're still live with that for our viewers. I think you're going to be laying 25.5, but FAMU, this game, like as a culture in college basketball is these days, wasn't scheduled until Monday. Florida A&M had a game postponed last week against South Florida, so they haven't played, I believe, this month. It's been a long layoff for them. Now they've got to go into the woods, as that court says, to play Dana Altman's team, and they got St. John's transfer LJ Figueroa healthy. He almost had a double-double in his first game, where he might have. They got the other kid, O'Muri from Rutgers, really leading that charge. So Oregon, a force to be reckoned with. FAMU probably rusty, going to struggle. If not, if you don't like laying 25.5, lay the first half bet. But yeah, that's the free play for the night. And those streaks you mentioned, all current except for the 8-0 soccer run that ended in today's Champions League, batted about 500 there.
Okay, and Tony, that's the late night special, guys. 11 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Florida A&M at Oregon. That's the Rattlers versus the Ducks.
Sir. The Rattlers.
So, check that out if you want in-depth written analysis on WagerTalk.com. Tony, your soccer, are you just kind of bet soccer all over the world, or is it Champions League, or how does that work?
I bet. I mean, I follow South American soccer chiefly in Colombia and Argentina, Brazil, the big 3, and then so that leads you into Libertadores and Copa Sudamericana. I mean, I've looked at some Liga MX stuff. They're in their Cup final. One big with the MLS. I had the Sounders over Minnesota United. That was a fantastic comeback. In fact, that made me feel a lot better on Monday night because they came back from 2-0 down, 1-3-2. Took the sting off that, losing that halftime bet in the Niners game. But yes, and then obviously Champions League and Europe's main leagues. Okay,
but that you do like Central America, South America. Like, do you know Costa Rican Premier League?
Not at all. No Central. I mean, that's delving into something that a little too much for me. Like I know that Deportivo Saprissa plays at Costa Rica, right?
Oh, Saprissa, yeah. We got Saprissa, La Liga, Heredia. Those are all the teams that I used to bet on in Costa Rican Primera. I actually didn't bet on all of them, Tony. I'm 2-0 lifetime betting it. Both games I went to and won. So that's why I like Costa Rica Primera the most.
Nice.
Stick to what you know type betting. It was fun though, man, being down there. That's Central American leagues. It almost reminded me of like high school football. Like think of a major high school football, like wherever you grew up with, the stands on the sides, and it's like a little high school football stadium. They all love their team. It was really cool to just go check that out with all the passion down there that they have for soccer.
Yeah, that's cultish. I mean, I've been to only times I've left the country that I can remember. because I did go to Colombia when I was a baby. But I went to Ecuador when I was about 11 and attended a couple of soccer matches there in different cities, so Quito and Guayaquil. And my mom's from Cuenca, and they all have their little teams, and they all face paint and jerseys everywhere. So yeah, it is neat, and exactly how you mentioned, it's like a little high school.
All right, we got Buffalo at Cleveland to end it. Actually, Tony, we might be watching this live together. Not 100% sure, but guys, stay tuned. Maybe a better view live viewing, I guess we could call it, with Buffalo at Cleveland in the Monday Night Football special here. -1 or pick 'em. Competitively priced game here. Tony, looks like 46.5 or 47 being the total. Baker Mayfield, people starting to love him now, but against good defenses, I see a drop off in his performance. I like the Ravens here, man, but maybe you could talk me off of it.
Yeah, I mean, you said Buffalo twice, so you had me mention. I said, haven't we already done Buffalo? But
I said instead of Baltimore. My bad, man.
Yes, this is Baltimore against Cleveland, and it's a grudge match considering the messages that you want to send if you're Baltimore, that you're still the big bully on them, but Cleveland's ahead of you, and if you lose this game, you're out essentially as last year's #1 seed, and they were looking to do big things. Have had a very disappointing run. I mean, I still think that they'll hang on. I'm with the Ravens on this one. That'll probably be my most confident play of this batch of games that we've done. But it is something where they have to come back from this COVID scare. There were still players out against the Cowboys, and they benefited from playing the Cowboys. Dallas still with a bad offensive line, Zach Martin out. So it kind of played to the strengths of the Ravens, but Mark Andrews needs to come back, the tight end. Lamar Jackson's security blanket. Jackson played well. Now he's going to have to do it against a much better defense. Myles Garrett is going to chase him around, make life more difficult than the Cowboys did. So yeah, it is a tough matchup. I understand the pick 'em. I guess I'll ride or die on it with the Ravens in terms of I still believe that they're a quality football team, and Cleveland has some convincing to do.
And that is the Monday Night Football game, Baltimore. That is the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Sorry for the confusion in the intro. He's Tony Mahia on Twitter, at Mejia Dinero. Soccer, obviously doing really good like we just talked about. Not 8-0, but very good run of late. And college football, guys, really doing work there, up 111 and 88. That's 56%. So high volume in college football and seeing it well. He's got a free play if you're watching live or recent replay here, or really quick replay on Wednesday. We got Florida A&M versus Oregon. He's like in the Ducks -25.5. So laying the wood here in tonight's degenerate special in college basketball. If you want full analysis, to go read it at WagerTalk.com. Tony Mejia's handicapper page. Tony, you want to go on record here with the most confident play, Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, I will. I think Mark Andrews is going to come back. So let's do that. But it's an opportunity for the Cleveland Browns to say, hey, we're here, and take us seriously. On Monday night, you got the whole stage to yourself. Baker Mayfield, he threw that heck out of the ball this past game. In fact, I think he punished me because I made a comment earlier in the day watching one of the NFL preview shows. His commercials have really improved to where, like, that guy's a better actor than he was a quarterback, and then he shut me up.
Really? I don't know. I think he's okay on the commercials. I don't think he's Peyton Manning, anything like that. You do?
I think he is. I think he's on that level now. The whole thing Aaron Rodgers is there too with his deadpan, but I think Baker Mayfield's coming up, man, especially for he's younger than both of those guys. So to have that whole platform that they've given him is where he's the guy. He's better than Mahomes, that's for sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Mahomes, but yeah, Mahomes doesn't strike me as, having the acting thing down very good. I mean, Peyton's got it to where, especially after when he took the mic up there, I forget what show it was, when he was up there for, 10 minutes with his little stint, making fun of different people, even made fun of themselves. I'm like, wow, I did not know Peyton Manning had that kind of talent.
I think you're talking ESPYs, and then Peyton Manning did Saturday Night Live too, and a bunch of times, and he was hilarious. He's better. Eli did okay, but Peyton Manning is an SNL legend with some of the things he's done, throwing bat footballs in kids' faces and all of that. So Peyton's the GOAT in acting, but I got to give Baker Mayfield some props, and then he definitely stepped up on the actual football field last week.
Okay, I haven't seen many of his new commercials talking about Baker Mayfield, just because I'm not a big commercial guy. Usually it's, DVR
Right.
and seeing through it and have multiple TVs. So when one of them's on commercial, I'm not paying attention. But I'll give it a look next time I see him. I mean, the ones where he's holding the groceries and coming in, that one's pretty good.
He's kicking housewives out of book clubs now. He's pretty solid.
All right. Well, good stuff from Tony Mahia, guys. Check him out. WagerTalk.com. Soccer. We got college football, NFL, and NBA right around the corner. So he's doing all of those. And Tony, anything else you want to throw out before we shut this down?
Go Wofford. Actually,
go
Furman. I got my SoCon teams mixed up. Go Furman. I'm going to look down at my tablet. Hope they're in it. I think I got the under in Rhode Island and Wisconsin, although it was a sweat. So we shall see. I've actually got to crane my neck up now that this is over. And then I've got an evergreen video for you guys to check out on my Wager Talk page, wt.buzz/TM, where I will talk about my process of how I handicap games and how I do it so high volume. I've got all my notes here to kind of talk to Kelly. Kelly in Vegas is going to interview me about my process, and then we're going to have that video up for whenever I don't have a free play up there. It can live on my page. So I'll be doing that at the bottom of the hour. And change this shirt so I can look good on camera. But thank you, Drew, for having me, as always.
All right, Tony. Good luck with Kelly in Vegas. And guys, check them out, wagertalk.com. We'll be right back with Tony Finn and college football, Every Game on the Board podcast starting at 4:00 p.m. Pacific time. Come back and join us. We're breaking down the second half of the college football card. And Tony Finn promised me a Tijuana story that